Hi, hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle, and today is another episode of Friday Reads. I have tried filming this 3 or 4 times, so there's going to be imperfections, and this is just it. There is a glare here. I'm so sorry. I can't get rid of it. I've tried. I tried moving the camera everywhere, and there's a glare. So we're going to live with it. And we're gonna get started. So I did actually, in fact, finish a book this morning, exactly. And that is Kappa by Ryunosuke Akutagawa. It is a translated work of Japanese fiction about a mental patient who swears that he came back from the land of the Kappas, which are these funny little creatures on the cover. And it reads a lot like a cross between Gulliver's Travels and Alice in Wonderland. So if you like those, maybe pick up this book. It's really short, 82 pages. I started it last Friday, and I just finished it today. It didn't take me that long to read it. Honestly, I read one chapter on Friday, and then I put it down, and I started reading other things. And then I picked it up again last night. I read like 40 pages, and then I read the last 40 pages this morning. So I mean, technically, I probably could have read this in one sitting, and I just procrastination, which I don't know why, because I really enjoyed this. I gave it 3.75 stars on, not Goodreads, what is that one? Storygraph. And I really enjoyed it. I'm not obsessed with it. Alice in Wonderland is not really my thing, but I was interested in the commentary on Japanese culture, because in the land of the Kappas, it's almost like this upside down world where they do everything the opposite of the way the Japanese do it. So it's really a commentary on that. And that I found really interesting. It was absolutely absurd. And my one big critique is that it is a very male-centered story. So Ryunosuke Akutagawa lived between 1892 and 1927. So clearly this was a time where the female perspective was not really given its due. I mean, at least in America it wasn't. I'm sure in Japan, it was a very similar situation. So I'm not surprised, but I would have liked to see a little bit more of that. This was a very male-dominated story. Even like all of the Kappas that are featured in it are male. You get very little view into the female Kappa world, and what is presented is very much so skewed. So definitely would have preferred a little bit more of a female vibe in there, but it was a really good book. I enjoyed it. It was short, 82 pages. I am in the midst of a reading slump, and sometimes you just need a really short piece of work to get you out of it. So I'm hoping that this was it. Just the thrill of finishing a book. Finally, we are on the 11th of April, and I have not finished a single book yet. So being able to finish one and put it on my finished shelf it feels good. It feels real good. That being said, I am reading 2 other books right now, and I actually don't have that much left on one of them. I'm reading Our Wives Under the Sea by, who's this by? Julia Armfield. This one I've been reading for over a week, but I am really enjoying it. The problem with this one is that it's not a very like exciting book. I think we're finally getting to the exciting bit, and I've only got 2 hours left. But essentially it's about this woman who goes to sea. It's told from 2 perspectives, both of the wives. And one of the wives goes to sea. She's like in a submarine, and she's supposed to be gone for only 3 weeks. However, she ends up being gone for 6 months. And it seems like there was some trouble in the submarine. They got stuck down there. It was not a good situation. And she comes back, and she is different. She is not the same person. And the other wife is dealing with this change as well, and just the trauma of her wife having been gone for 6 months and her thinking she was dead. So there's also that. It is a much more serious book. It is a slower paced book, and I've been reading it at night on my Kindle or Kobo, and as we know, slower paced books at night when you're tired, not the best recipe. I keep falling asleep after a chapter or two, and they are short chapters. So I drank some Dr. Pepper last night and read my happy heart out. I read for like an hour or two, and now there's only like 2 hours left in the book. So it's actually not that, it's really good. It's just, I'm not reading, I should be reading it during the daytime for sure. I am really enjoying it. It is strange. I don't know what it is with me and strange books lately, but I am living for them. And yeah, enjoying it so far. I've only got 2 hours left, so hopefully by the end of this weekend, I will be done and I can have 2 books finished for the month. I also picked up last Saturday. I picked it up on Saturday when I went on my Find You Book Club retreat, which was so much fun. We went to Hilton Head, South Carolina, and I was only there from Friday night to Sunday morning, so it was really short, but we had such a good time. We created these little mailboxes where we put book recommendations for each other, like personalized book recommendations. We played like bookish charades. We had drinky drinks. We went to the pool and just read by the poolside and just talked a ton about books and genres and reading habits, and we just had such a good time. Highly recommend a book club retreat if you have not had one. 10 out of 10 recommend. But anyway, the book that I picked up to read at the pool was All That Life Can Afford, and I cannot find the cover to it. I know it's somewhere in my house, but for right now, this is all I got. And it is really good. I'm about halfway through. It follows our main character, Anna, who is obsessed with England and London specifically. She has this idea of what it looks like based off of her lifelong obsession with Jane Austen. She gets a degree in British literature, and then she decides after her mother dies and she has a tumultuous relationship with her father, she decides she's going to go to London. She enters this master's program at a college in London, and she is living over there, but it's not as easy as it happens for the characters in the books she grew up reading. She is from a lower class, and it's hard for her. She has to work in order to go to school. She can't keep up with her peers. She's not seeing the things that other people see or that the people in her books have seen. So she's feeling a little bit like left out. But she ends up taking this tutoring job with this well-off family, and they kind of take her into their fold, and the older sister kind of brings her into her fold of friends, and they are from a much higher class of people, and she is starting to experience London the way that they experience it, but she's not really being true to herself. And yeah, so far it is really good. I am enjoying it, but like I said, I think I'm kind of in a reading slump, and I've just been reading it slowly. It's not something that I find myself not being able to put down. I put it down, I forget about it, or other things just kind of take precedence. I do think that my reading slump tends to happen in the spring and early summer when I want to be out and about, and I'm gardening and I'm, getting outside with friends and things like that. And so I think that has more to do with it than the actual reading the books. It's a me problem, not the book problem. But I am really enjoying it, and I'm excited to keep on reading it. I think I'll probably be done with this one, if not this weekend, then early next week. So hopefully you'll be hearing all about my review for it next week. Now, as far as book pickups, I did purchase some books for a friend because I'm doing a book, not a book swap, what is that called? We're doing a book swap with each other, and we had wish lists and stuff like that. So I did pick up 1, 2, 3 books for a friend, and then I am gifting them one of my books, and then snackies, of course. But I'm not going to show those because, like I said, it's for a friend, and it's kind of like a Secret Santa type of deal, so I don't want them to see it if they do follow this channel. But I do have a stack of library books. So I was really good, and I didn't buy books for myself. I did, however, go a little crazy at the library. So let's go through this stack of books that I picked up. Since I'm in this reading slump, I'm just of the thought that maybe we just throw books at it and see what sticks. So this is a very random stack of books. First of all, we've got Wild About You by Caitlin Hill. I loved the cover, saw that it looked like a little rom-com, and then I read the back and I was like, oh, that sounds fun. So the short blurb is, two total opposites, one race through the great outdoors, the trail to true love doesn't come with a map. And essentially it follows these two characters who are on a reality show that takes place in the Appalachian Trail, which is not far from me, and something that I've wanted to hike for a really long time. I am a hiker. This sounds like so much fun to read. So really excited to get to that one. This is another book that I've seen. This is a book that I've seen a lot about, or not a lot, but I've seen it mentioned before, and it sounds like something right up my alley. It is All the Water in the World by Erin Caffel. I don't know. It is a like dystopian global, like, what is that called? Climate change dystopian. In the tradition of Station 11, a literary thriller set partly on the roof of New York's Museum of Natural History. In the years after the glaciers melt, Noni, her older sister, her parents, and their researcher friends have stayed behind in an almost deserted New York City, creating a settlement on the roof of the American Museum of Natural History. So, inspired by the stories of curators in Iraq and Leningrad who worked to protect their collections from war, All the Water in the World is both a meditation on what we save from collapse and an adventure story with danger, storms, and a fight for survival. So I'm really excited about this one. It's pretty short too. It's under 300 pages. Yeah, 291 pages. And it's like a little book. So this is a regular sized book, and it's little. It's like shorter. So I'm really excited to read this one. I do really love Stations 11, and I love books about climate change. They're terrifying, but also I eat them up. So really excited about that one. This is another one that I have heard a lot about and I've seen everywhere, and I kind of wanted to buy it, but I decided I would get it from the library first before I end up purchasing it. And it is Grady Hendrix's Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. This, from what I understand, follows wayward girls, the loose girls, the girls who grew up too fast, and they're sent to the Wellwood House in St. Augustine, Florida, where unwed mothers are hidden by their families to have their babies in secret, to give them up for adoption, and most important of all, to forget any of it ever happened. So I like stories about that. I like that it takes place in Florida. That's where I'm originally from. So I'm really excited about that setting, and I have a feeling it's gonna make me angry. Like, there's gonna be some angry feminist vibes here. Like, I'm gonna be angry for these girls. I'm sure of it. So really excited to read this one. I have not actually read anything by Grady Hendrix yet. I have, or have I? You know what? I have. Because I believe that, yep, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which I absolutely loved. And I've got 2 more of his books on my shelves. I've got My Best Friend's Exorcism, and oh no, that's the only one I've got. I think on my Kobo I've got Final Girl Support Group. So I've got a couple of his books to read, but I was really, really interested in this one, and they had it at the library. It was just staring at me, and I feel like it just might be the time for a book like this. It is quite a chunker. Like, she's a thick girl. Let's see, this is the acknowledgements. 477 pages. So she's a thick one, which might be a little much for a reading slump, but if it's the right book, doesn't matter how many pages it is. Am I right? I'm right. All right, this is another book that I had seen. I don't know if I saw it on Bookstagram or BookTube, but it is Jane and Dan at the End of the World by Colleen Oakley. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, but it sounded, when I first heard of it, it sounded really good. And then I saw it at the library and I was like, oh yeah, there's that book. So I feel like it was a message, a hidden message from the universe to me. But basically, the tiny blurb is, date night goes off the rails in this hilariously insightful take on midlife and marriage when one unhappy couple find themselves at the heart of a crime in progress. It follows, like they said, an unhappy married couple, and they're like basically on a date or something, and they end up in a hostage crisis, which is in the exact scenario of Jane's book. She's a writer, and she wrote a book about a hostage situation, and the exact situation is happening to them. So it says, Dan and Jane are the only ones who know what's going to happen next, and they're the only ones who can stop it. This wasn't what Jane was thinking of when she said it's till death do us part all those years ago, but if they can survive this, maybe they can survive anything, even marriage. So it sounds really fun. I'm really excited about it. It feels like this has rom-com feel to it, but the synopsis doesn't feel like a rom-com. I'm really excited about it. Anyway, and then this is a book that I saw because, hair bits. Okay, this is a book that I saw on some people's lists because the author is a Nobel Prize winner in literature, and that is Theft by Abdulrazak Gurnah. This is his most recent book, and it is a master storyteller captures an era of dizzying global change. At the turn of the 21st century, 3 young people come of age in Tanzania. Karim returns to his sleepy hometown after university with new swagger and ambition. Fausia glimpses in him a chance at escape from a smothering upbringing. The two of them offer a haven to Badar, a poor boy still unsure if the future holds anything for him at all. As tourism and technology reach their quiet corner of the world, bringing unexpected opportunities and perils, each arrives at a different understanding of what it means to take your fate into your own hands. So it sounds really interesting. I've been on a more literary fiction kick lately. I've been really craving a literary story. So I'm thinking this one is going to be a good one to pick up. And since I saw it and I was like, oh, I've seen that one talked about, I kind of want to check it out. So this is my stack of library book pickups. I think I did good because I didn't buy any of them. So there is that. That is a win in my book. So yeah, these are all the books that I have been thinking about this week. Let me know if you have read Kappa and what your thoughts are on it. I don't see anyone talking about this book. And honestly, it's such a short, easy translated fiction. I think more people should pick it up. And then if you have read any of these books that I've talked about, please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you're reading or what you do when you're in a reading slump. How do you get out of it? What are your tips and tricks? Everybody's got a different way of dealing with it, so I'm curious what your way is. If you want to leave a comment just to let me know you were here, I would appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a pickle or cucumber or whatever this thing is he's holding for Kappa, the only book that I finished this month. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!